The Call, 2020. This is an evil woman. She knows that she can change the past, so she saved the life of our main character's life, but then kills him in front of her. And why does she do that? Just because the girl didn't answer the phone. This has been a super hot movie recently. The Call, our main character, Seo-yeon. She comes back to her childhood's house to find comfort, but on the very first arriving day, she receives strange calls from a distressed woman who says she's being tortured by her mother. One day when she's investigating the house, Seo-yeon discovers a mysterious room, in which there is a diary of Oh Young-suk. She figures out that Oh Young-suk is the woman on the phone and is living in the same house, written 1999. Suddenly, the phone rings. The woman yells at the phone begging for help, that her mother is going to burn her. Young-suk is being pulled by her mother. She carries a torch and hits Young-suk violently. When Seo-yeon looks into that down hall room, the stair suddenly burns. The next day, Seo-yeon receives the call from Young-suk again. She tells her about the mysterious thing that they're living in the same house but in different time. They start to communicate through phone and exchange information about their lives. Young-suk is orphaned and lives with her adoptive mother, who is a shaman, while Seo-yeon lost her father in the fire that she blames her mother for. One day, a family comes to Young-suk's house to discuss about buying it, and that is Seo-yeon's family. Young-suk is surprised when she knows the girl is little Seo-yeon and calls for matured Seo-yeon to tell her. Seo-yeon then bursts into tears. Actually, in 1999, the family was at home. Her mother forgot to turn off the gas before going out, which made her father died, also left a scar on her leg. Young-suk comes up with an idea that she can save Seo-yeon's father alive. On the day the accident occurs, Young-suk comes to Seo-yeon's house. She sees the burning kitchen and saves them. The future is changed. The house is itself rearranging, Seo-yeon's scar is disappearing, and suddenly, she hears her father's voice. Her life is totally back as the old days. Young-suk, however, is punished by her mother, and becomes resentful that Seo-yeon's life is improved while hers is the same. Young-suk is being tortured by her shaman mother. She acting like trying to expel the evil inside Young-suk. Seo-yeon tries to find ways to save Young-suk. She searches on the internet and finds out that on that day in 1999, her mother killed her. She tells Young-suk. Young-suk then kills the mother but warns Seo-yeon that they just had a little fight. Now freed, Young-suk becomes a serial killer. She kills the strawberry farm's owner as he finds out the mother's body inside the fridge. Seo-yeon realizes what's happened when Young-suk's victims disappear in the present day. During a phone call, Seo-yeon confronts Young-suk, but inadvertently reveals to her that she'll be arrested. In 1999, Young-suk is visited by an 8-year-old Seo-yeon and her father, who have come to the house to close their purchase of it. Young-suk kills Seo-yeon's father and takes young Seo-yeon captive. In 2019, Seo-yeon's reality changes again. Her father is dead in the house in even worse condition. Young-suk calls Seo-yeon and tells her to find out how she'll be arrested. Seo-yeon searches for false information in order to kill Young-suk. At that time when Seo-yeon thinks that she's safe now, the phone rings again. It turns out that Seo-yeon's plan didn't success. Young-suk threatens to kill little Seo-yeon and gives her 1 hour to find the true information. Seo-yeon breaks into the local police station for the notebook used in 1999. Young-suk reveals that on the day of accident, it was Seo-yeon who turned on the gas, not her mother, then lied about her mother's responsibility and that they're the same. Seo-yeon gives Young-suk the correct info, and reality changes again. The house is now owned by an older Young-suk, who has continued unstopped as a serial killer. The content of the notebook changes as well, with a note that Lee came to the house with a police officer and made a call on a cordless phone. Seo-yeon waits in the house for the call, and uses it to warn her mother. In 1999, Young-suk kills a police officer and chases Lee. In 2019, older Young-suk reveals herself and similarly chases Seo-yeon. Her mother uses the phone again, and Seo-yeon picks up and encourages her to fight. They two go into a fierce fight. Lee seemingly sacrifices herself to kill Young-suk, and 2019 changes, with the house becoming derelict and old Young-suk disappearing. Seo-yeon leaves the house and is emotionally reunited with Lee, who is alive and well, albeit with scars. If you think that it's the end, then you're all wrong. Take a deeper look into the ending scene, you'll see that the mother is disappearing next to Seo-yeon. In a mid-credits scene, older Young-suk uses the phone to call her younger counterpart and warn her about Lee under police officer, allowing her to change her own history, and erasing Lee from Seo-yeon's side. At the end, the scene cuts to the torture room where a person covered in white cloth is tied to a chair, screaming for help. The cloth is removed, revealing a frightened Seo-yeon, whom will most likely meet her demise by Young-suk.